Hey, how's it going today? I hope you all had a great weekend. And I'm back with another movie review. And bear in mind, I would give most of the movie away, and there's I will give it a lot of spoilers. So before watching this video, make sure you actually watch the movie first and then watch my video afterwards. You get a sense and you can give your own opinion of it. And I basically found this movie on TikTok where they showed a snippet of a movie of this guy watching a weird tape. The movie's called Rent a Pal, and it's probably one of the most one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. I don't know how to explain it though. It's very hard to explain. And it'll be hard for me to give a rating on it too. So that will come in later. It's basically about this character called David. He looks after his mum, and you could say he's a lonely bachelor. That's what it says in the description. And he goes through these VHS tapes of for dating stuff and whatnot. And he sounds sick. So it goes like a what do you call it? It's got a dating service thing, where they record you and stuff. He went there like a tape, and he found a VHS tape called Rent a Pal, and Will Wheaton is in the tape. If you don't know who Will Wheaton is, he's in a Big Bang Theory, and he went to watch it, and it's weird. It's hard for me to gather what I watched in that movie. It's nearly 2 hours long, so it's quite a long movie. And I watched it. It's very weird. He watches the tape, and at first he's like, "Oh, this is strange. It's weird," but he starts to, you know, make friends with somebody that just recorded a video. And it was hard for me to process what's going. It's not a difficult movie to explain, but it's quite difficult to understand at the same time what was going on. It's almost as if he was watching the tape, and he was gaining compassion from it. He was gaining some sense of security, a sense of like sensitivity about. I don't know. He wanted to make a friend, and doing a videotape, he treated the guy that recorded the video like he was actually talking to him. Bear in mind, it kind of felt like for me the VHS tape was cursed. And I feel like that should have been what was going on. That would have made the movie a whole lot better. All of the videotape start talking to him. It just feels very weird. It's hard for me to tell if the videotape gradually was actually talking to him in that sense of communicating, but not like that. It's kind of like therapy for him. It's like he needed someone to give him a sense of comfort. It's a very strange movie. Near the end, it starts to escalate, but I will get onto that soon. So he basically finds out, he cares for his mom and stuff like that. He talks to this Will Wheaton guy, not physically like that. And he says, "Oh, we can make friends. Tell me about yourself." And he keeps replaying the video over and over, and it's the same. I expect it to be very different, like he's actually going to communicate and call him by his actual name. There was one scene where I don't be too explicit about this, where Will was talking about, his character name is Andy. I'm just gonna call him Andy. What am I saying? I'm calling by his actual name for. Andy was talking about his time that he had with his one of his dates, basically, and how what they were, they were doing the deed and whatnot, and how fit she was and blah blah blah, and David started, with himself and whatnot, and near the end, near the end of that part, that dialogue, Andy starts saying David, his name David. So I was like, oh, it must be a cursed tape. And then straight away his mother catches him, and his mom's got dementia. She forgets quite a few things. And he eventually he has a match with the VHS dating service, right? He has a match with someone called Lisa, and he starts talking to her. They start going on a date or two, and in that one scene where they're making out and stuff like that, he accidentally sits on the remote, and the tape's to the side, and this guy, Andy starts staring and staring. It was, and then as soon as Andy sees, as soon as David sees the tape being on and stuff, he starts to freak out, and Andy starts laughing, like Andy is actually seeing them, when I think he's actually just laughing just in general because he's recording. It's it's very weird. I'm explaining this movie the best that I can. You have to watch it. It's the strangest movies I've ever seen. It made me. I thought it's probably the only movie so far, and I watched a lot of horror. This one nearly got me mentally. there's something about it where it's almost as if there's a lot of it. I don't know. I like my privacy. I don't mind a friend or two being it. Don't get me wrong. I like my own private space. But that movie, it made me feel like I needed someone next to me. You know, and my friend was here. She came when it was about 20 minutes left of the movie. She came, so that was kind of fair enough. But it's almost that the movie made me feel like that I need someone with me. It's weird. It's like he used the tape as like therapy. And don't get me wrong, that's not good. That's not a bad idea to use a tape like that for therapy. But then it started to drive him kind of insane into making him think that Andy was actually communicating with him. But he wanted to seek compassion because he thought, oh, this videotape understands me. It's a very deep psychological thing. And the ending part, I kind of knew he was going to go insane over this. I just had a feeling that he kept playing it over and over. It made me nearly go insane. It's one of those movies where it kind of nearly affected, it could have affected me mentally. It's almost made it sound like I need therapy. I need someone with me. It made me feel a bit too lonely. Don't ask why. I just don't know how to explain it. It's hard to rate this movie because I don't really rate movies that in this manner. It's usually like the jump scary type of crazy horror. And you know, it's strange. And I think it's one of those times where it's I don't know how to explain it. It's really crazy. You have to watch the movie. Like honestly, it's probably one of the most weirdest movies I've seen. I mean, I've pretty sure there's obviously movies where cassette tapes come to life and there's like a spirit that comes. You know, like The Ring. I thought it was gonna be similar to that, but nothing happened like that. So that would have made the movie a whole lot more better and be like, oh, well, okay then. So yeah, he kept, you know, they were playing games together. It sounds like he needs someone with him. It was really sad movie, but towards the end, it's kind of like it drove him kind of insane. And in this movie, he finds that his cassette tape is gone, VHS tape, whatever you want to call it. And then he starts looking around for it, and then he finds out that his mom actually took the what's it the tape thing out. I don't know what you call it, the taping out, and he got so mad that he whacked her with it, leaving her like on the floor, like in pain, and he stormed out, and then he went to the video store or wherever you were dating service place, and he said, "I want to rent a movie now." Give it. He was really angry, like he went mad over a VHS tape, and he had compassion for it. It was very strange. I would expect that from a demon, like from a spirit or one, or to mess around with your head like that. But it just goes to show though, people would just go crazy over just things like this. They're thinking that, oh, they actually do understand me, when it's just all in your head that you're thinking of it like that. And he felt really lonely. Yeah, he was there with his mom, but he still felt lonely. And that kind of someone would drive him crazy because no one else would listen to him, and no one else would want to date him. And he proceeds to get the tape afterwards. Then after communicating with this Andy dude again, I say, but when I say communicating, he didn't actually communicate with him in those terms. He just felt like he needed someone with him, and he proceeded to push his mom down the stairs. That bit after that scene, that kind of disturbed me, and I could be disturbed. Like some disturbing movies sort of stick in your head, but this one here sort of got me a bit. I don't know what it was. It maybe escalated a bit quick. I've seen a lot of movies escalate quick, but this one here takes a cake on that one. The storyline was so weird. It was almost as if it's hard for me to actually rate this movie. And the escalation made the movie good. I didn't really expect him to attack his mom like that. I kind of knew he was going to go insane, but I didn't really expect that to happen. It's one of those movies where you never expect something like that to happen, even though you know it's going to happen. And then Lisa starts like coming out. And bear in mind, all the tapes are playing in every TV. I thought at first it was all a curse, but he actually put all the tapes there in those TVs. They have a few TVs, and he has a few TVs in this place. But and then Lisa's coming, and this guy starts, this David guy starts repeating everything that that Andy was saying. Yeah, it's hard to explain. I don't want to go on and on about this movie. And he proceeds to attack her, but she manages to escape because he stabbed him with scissors. And he starts to sit down on the sofa where he usually sits. and he's just talking. He just says, "This is goodbye." No, I don't know what that was. Don't know if you heard that. But he starts to and then this Andy guy starts saying goodbye, and that's basically the movie. There's probably a few details that I miss. Like most of you probably get. I just found it strange. I knew it was gonna be my sort of movie when I first saw it. I like movies like this where it's not what you think, or it's like, oh, it's so strange, the dialogue. I don't know. It's rating this is tough because I don't know how to rate this. It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen. It's not the best, but it's set in the 1990s. So it's made in 2020, but set in the 1990s. So that's different for me. I don't watch movies that are made in the 1990s. I watch movies that are made like really quite recently. So that's just the setting of it. You see, for me, this type of movie is one of those types this where if you're lonely long enough, you'll go insane. That's what the movie's trying to portray. And this guy's getting comfort from the movie. I can't understand because no one else would get him. It would have made so much better for the producer of this movie to add to make the cassette tape cursed, where it actually communicates with him here and there, as I was calling him David the odd times. That's what I was expecting every time he turned that TV on, but it never happened. So I was disappointed. Oh, I would love to give this a 7, but I feel like I don't know. Near the end of it, it started to escalate and started to turn a bit brutal. Like he really went mental over this cassette tape. But I guess people could be mental anyhow. I'll give this a 7, but I don't know. Oh, it's so tough. Really. I had to watch this movie when I first saw it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's not definitely nowhere near higher than that. It's not the best movie ever, but it's the most weirdest and strange. That's what makes it so good. It's like the ending part I never expected. But it's kind of expected to go crazy but not do that to his mum. If that makes any sense. And he thought that videotape was everything. Went crazy over it. Like I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but I didn't think the movie was gonna be in that sort of way. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give a like, comment below, subscribe. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share with everyone you know. As I see you in my next video.